Hello everyone, and welcome to another season of Connect Groups. So every single season I like to begin the same way so that we're all on the same page, and it's a way that all of you can get the most out of your group. So first, let me begin by thanking you. As a pastor, I know that as our church grows, we have to continue to get smaller and get connected in purpose relationships. You hear me talk about it all the time. So I want to thank you for making it a priority to be a part of a Connect Group. I know for some of you, you're shy, so you're getting out of your comfort zone. Others, you're busy, and so it's a sacrifice of time. So thank you for making it a priority. Now here's what I want to do. I want to give you a few steps that every group needs to do in order for your group to be successful. Here's the first one. You have to create a culture of trust, which means whatever happens in Connect Groups stays in Connect Group. It is never okay to share information that someone else shared in the group outside of your group. And you know this, but this helps protect the environment so people feel more comfortable to share and to bond and get closer to each other. Here's the second thing. Your group needs to be consistent. So that's on a couple of levels. Here's the first one. You need to be consistent in attendance. One of the most destructive things you can do is to periodically come to group. You have to come every single week because you are building relationships, and it helps create an environment where people are used to it. When you come in and you go out and come in and go out, you're missing the stories, you're missing what people are going through, and it really does hurt the continuity of a group. So make sure you consistently attend. Here's the second part of consistency. Your group just needs to be consistent. Pick a time that you're going to start every week. So if you're going to have food in your group, which I think every group should have food, but if you're going to have food, make sure that's the first 10, 15 minutes, whatever it might be, and then set a time that at this point we're going to sit down as a group, we're going to watch the video, and we're going to engage in conversation. So have a starting point, have an ending point. That way those that have a schedule know it's going to end on time. And so sometimes you'll say, okay guys, it's say 8:30, it's time to end the group, I'm going to pray, and then afterwards people can hang out if they want, but those that need to leave can leave. Here's the third thing you need to do. You need to open up. Now, here's what I know. It's going to take a few weeks to build that trust and to feel comfortable. I understand that. But the quicker you can open up, the better it will be for the group. So here's what I would say is always just kind of challenge yourself. So the first couple of weeks when you don't really know everyone, for those that are in new groups, just try to share as much as you can while still feeling comfortable, but always push yourself to the place where you can finally start to share some really personal things that you're going in your life. And that's not going to be every single week, but there are going to be times you need to share some personal stuff. That way you can build that bond with everyone, and you will realize how much they love you. Now, lastly, here's what I would say, and this is kind of just a general statement. You need to love on each other. And what I mean by that is if someone in the group is struggling, it is your responsibility as a group to surround them. I share this, and I think you understand my heart now. We as a church, as the organization, the staff of a church, it's difficult for us, if not impossible, for us to give every single person the good care that they need. We desire for everyone to have incredible care, but the way it happens is through Connect Groups. So as a group, you surround each other, you support each other, and then where you need pastors to step in, you let us know, and we'll step in and help any way we can. So these are just some of the simple tools to have a healthy group. I know it's going to be an incredible season. Now let's dive into the topic from this past Sunday. So what we talked about is something that we all desire and we all need, friendships. But what we looked at is that though we all can define friendships in a different way, there is a specific type of friendship that each one of us needs, and it is a type of friendship that Jesus modeled. And Jesus did a few things that are critical to having this type of relationship. So I'll do a quick review, and then your questions are going to be based on this. Here's a quick review. Jesus, first, he had a goal for his relationships. He came to do the will of the Father, which meant when he called men to follow him, he knew he had a purpose, a goal. He was going to train them and disciple them to love God and to love people. It was simple as that. Love God and love people. So he had a goal. Here's the second thing. He invested in their lives. That meant that they had access to him and he had access to them. They connected and he invested. He taught them, he trained them, he loved on them, he comforted them. And all the things that were required in a relationship, he did. But it required a sacrifice, so he invested. Here's the third thing he did. He challenged them. Every friendship needs this. He challenged them to go further in Christ, further in faith. They thought that their level was here, he took them there. So every single relationship, a healthy, Christ-like friendship, you need to be challenging your friend to go further in Christ. Fourth one, this probably the most difficult one, is that at times he rebuked them, which meant he had to confront them and their sinful behavior. This is by far the least natural element of a friendship. It's difficult. It takes us out of our comfort zone and kind of feels like it puts some stress on the relationship, but it's critical because Jesus, everything he did was motivated by love. So he rebuked in love. When his disciples were going the wrong direction, he loved them enough to tell them so. But it didn't stop there. He also forgave, and with that, restoration. So Jesus allowed them to be restored in relationship. Now think about that relationship. It's difficult, but it's possible, and it is healthy. If every single one of us have at least one person that will do that in our lives, we will be in a safer place. And if we're doing that for someone else, they will be in a safer place. So that's the review. You're going to discuss that. Let me give you one last encouragement. I didn't really deal with this a ton on Sunday. And this is what I would just simply say. That type of relationship does not happen on accident. You have to be willing to make this a priority and make the sacrifice to do this. So for me in my life, I have been blessed with close friendships my entire life because I'm really purposed about it. When I came to Lancaster, I connected with Joe Barber, who's my best friend, but we are purposed in this relationship, which means for us, now we have a little bit of an advantage because we work together, but we have lunch together, I would say just about every single day. I mean, it's rare that we don't. But we do that so that our friendship can remain intact because we have to work together. It's at times a difficult just dynamic of having to lead a church that way, but we eat together almost every day. But we also hang out outside of church, and we text message, and we call each other, and we do things together. Why? Because it is necessary for us to keep the relationship needed in order for us to do those 5 things that Jesus did. So I would say to each one of you, you have to be purposed to do this. Find someone that you can invest in their lives and make the sacrifice of time and of energy to make this a priority. It will not happen on accident. So as you guys discuss this, I pray your conversation goes well, and I pray this entire season is a blessed season and that you will become closer than friends. You will be like family. I love you guys. I'm proud of you. I'll see you this Sunday.